Aloha, beautiful beings. Welcome to day 3 of connecting to the soul and the heart of your business, your soul purpose. We're so glad to have you here. If you're here live with us, or you're here across time and space through the live stream, welcome. Just inviting you to land here more fully in this moment, maybe taking a deep breath into your heart, giving a stretch. Exhale, sigh out your mouth, letting your belly, jaw soften. It is the full moon today, blue moon, if you're here in the live moment. And we were planning a different practice to come through today, but we have something new for you because Bobby was really listening into the frequencies of today. Not sure how you're feeling, but we're feeling all of the planets and the shifts that are happening in the world right now, and feeling the real need to kind of regulate our nervous systems, ground in, create safety and spaciousness so that we can really open up to listening to the deep call of our soul and our soul business. So we're going to dive into that very, very soon here. You've likely heard us sharing about our next round of bloom. And I know that Bobby and Rose Rising and myself are all just super clear that this next round of bloom is going to be one of the most potent yet. We've been feeling the soul of our business, bloom, really calling us deeper and deeper. And it's been actually such a powerful journey to slow down and listen more fully to what she has to say, and that it goes far beyond, what we think of just, business as a means to an end almost. And really listening to the wisdom that bloom has, that really ripples out into so many different dimensions of life and existence at this time on this planet, and calling us into a deeper stance for what we stand for and what we're truly here for in this lifetime. So if you would like to be in this container with us, if you're feeling curious to know more, then we invite you to reach out to us, send us an email, send us a message. We'll not only be going through a 7-step process to create your offer, or maybe rebirth your next offer, or refine an offer if you already have that in some way. Maybe it's a new stream of income in your business, but also supporting you to create a powerful masterclass, a powerful kind of piece of work that you're able to really share with people and invite people into your message and your medicine that you're here to transmit into the world. And we'll be journeying through the 3 pillars of feminine leadership and sacred business strategy, and the priestess healing arts. And so this includes really working deep with Tantra, Taoism, the Magdalene Rose lineages, the ancient Egyptian lineages and teachings, and working with our ascended masters, star nations, and our own higher selves, and the soul of our business. So together, we're going to come together in this 3-month portal, really listen deep, do a lot of deconditioning and deprogramming of all of the, constructs and systems that we've grown up with in the culture of patriarchy, and really coming to birth something new in the world together, really feeling the power of the sisterhood coming together for this 3rd round. I'm almost feeling like there's something that's going to be birthed, like a new template is going to be birthed through us together. So if you're feeling that call, then let us know, because you are needed. Your codes are needed in this whole for us to really birth and create that together. So let us know, reach out. We would love to hear from you and support you. Taking a deep breath, my loves. Allowing yourself to again soften, open your heart to the soul of your business and your higher self. And I'm gonna hand it over to beautiful Bobby to lead us in the practice for today.
Thank you so much, babe. It's always so powerful when you speak. I had full body chills when you were talking about the new template of business being birthed through the sisterhood and the container and the energy codes that we all bring. I feel that so deeply, and it ties really beautifully into the work we're going to be doing today, which is all about the nervous system. And to build on what Lily was sharing too, for those of you joining live, we do have the super blue full moon. The last time this happened was 2009. So very rare. And we also have quite a few planets in retrograde, one of them being Uranus that just went into retrograde, which really causes disruption and chaos, and can be very disruptive for the nervous system. And so that's why, we practice what we preach here in Bloom. We had a whole plan and an outline for like what we were going to share today. But as we intuitively tuned in and started listening deeply, we could feel the call for something else. And that's part of that potent leadership in our business, and that balancing of the masculine and feminine is to be able to be directive with the container we're providing, but have that come from a deep space of listening and intuition and feeling the field around us, which can be really tricky to navigate. Especially if our nervous systems and our bodies are not in a grounded, solid space. And part of the reason why we focus so deeply on the nervous system in Bloom is because it actually impacts every aspect of your business. And it's interesting because in most modern day business has been separated from the soma, from the body. Business has been separated from nature. Business has been separated from the feminine, from our natural cycles, from humanity and humanness, right? It almost operates as a machine, something outside of ourselves. But as I think a lot of you tuning in know, these two were never meant to be separated. They are not separate. We are one. They are one. And so the capacity that our business has to thrive and expand and grow is directly related to the capacity our body has to hold our inner container and hold the container of our business. And unfortunately, in this modern day world, most of the time our bodies are in a state of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn quite regularly. And with that, when our bodies are in that state, it actually shuts down very critical pathways in the brain. So our prefrontal cortex being one, which is where all our problem solving is located, our higher cognitive functions and thinking, as well as actually our emotional centers, our ability to properly understand our emotional cues, our safety cues, our danger cues, as well as our ability to actually connect with ourselves, connect with others. and to learn. And so it's so important in these times when it feels like the world is on fire and everything is going crazy and we're consistently in a collective field of distress, that we keep tending to our body, our soma, our central channel, both for our own well-being, but also the collective field. Because the way we co-regulate is actually through reading biorhythms around us unconsciously. So that means I'm impacted by your heart, the way your heart beats. If I'm in 6 feet of your field, unconsciously, I will feel that. And our hearts will start to mirror each other, and our states will start to mirror each other. And so for us very sensitive beings, this can be hellish in that we can be pulled quite often into other people's states, other people's fields. But this also offers us such a profound power and gift with this sensitivity, because it means if we can really build a solid field and solid channel, strong heart coherence inside of ourselves, we actually have the power to affect the field around us. We have the power to actually help people find their center, calm down, come back to love and connection. Just breathe that in for a second. Feel that. Your breath, your heart, your body, your energy, your love, your awareness has the potential to change all the lives around you. All the lives around you. Simply with your heartbeat and your breath. And the more you tend to your body and your nervous system, the more you activate this superpower, the more you show up in your business in a grounded way, where you can listen and really receive the messages from your soul, because we've been talking about this all week. Soul is information, and we receive that information through our heart. And we do that by getting out of our mind and dropping into our body, clearing our channel, and landing back into the center of our heart to receive these messages, and then to move from a space of inner alignment and coherence. So with that, beauties, I want to invite you to take a few nice deep breaths. Just open those lungs up and really fill our beautiful lungs with air. Like it was the last breath we were ever going to take, and we just want to sip up all of it, soak it in. We're going to do a short little grounding regulation practice. And then we're going to really drop into our hearts and connect with the messages that are there for us. And I'll share a little bit about the practices as we're going, but just know everything that we're about to do has been designed to essentially activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that helps us calm down, regulate, and move into rest and digest, where our body is in optimal state of functioning. So with that, beauties, I'm going to invite you to just get a little bit more comfortable in your seat. Notice if there's any little stretches or wiggles that you want to make, anything that just helps your body feel a little bit more comfortable in this moment. And just for the next 10 minutes or so, giving yourself permission to let your body be the guide. The body knows what it needs to do to heal. It just needs us to get out of our own way, to get out of our mind and follow the impulse. So, this is your permission slip to be weird. Get weird with it. If your body's feeling a certain way, don't try to hold it back. Go with it. Let it happen, babe. We're just going to start by slowly just scanning our environment and looking around our room. I'm going to invite you, as you scan your environment and look around your room, to really start by looking over your one shoulder and ending by looking over your other. And really what this does is it activates the whole brain stem, and it essentially cues your body that it's actually safe, right? This comes from the very primal animalistic nature to want to check for predators and make sure that our space is safe. So, inviting you to just really slowly, gently look around the room. And I'm going to invite you to notice 3 things that bring you a sense of calm or a sense of joy. Little pieces around your space that just make you feel cozy and warm, or have nice memories attached to them, or are colorful and pretty. When you find these, inviting you to just take a second and drink it in. Drink in the color. If it's around you and you can touch it, drink in the texture. If it's something smelly, maybe you can smell it. Just breathe that in. Just let your senses open for a moment, taking in the sounds around you. Taking in the feel of your clothes on your skin, the sense of your bum in your seat, or your feet touching the floor. Maybe allowing yourself to take a sip of water, or just move the saliva around your mouth and really activate that sense of taste. Mm. Next, we're going to do one of my favorite practices. These are called butterflies. I like to think of them as butterfly hugs. You're going to take your hands. We're just going to crisscross them like so. Perfect. You can invite you to put them on your chest. And we're just going to tap on our chest. And I invite you to play with, the strength of how you're tapping. And just notice, this might feel good for you in the moment. It might not. If it doesn't feel good, you could change to just like tapping on your chest like this, or rubbing your arms down. The beauty about working with the nervous system is, these tools work some days, they don't work other days. And it's really an opportunity to explore in the moment what tool in my toolbox is working and feels good. And if that one doesn't feel good, then it's an opportunity to expand and try something new. So inviting you as you're tapping to also bring a little hum to this if this feels good. Just gently. Activation of tapping and sound really helps activate our vagus nerve. which is this beautiful central highway almost that connects all our organs to our brain. Ah. And if it feels good, you could even bring a little sway here, side to side, front to back. Bilateral movements, so moving side to side, activating the left and right part of your body. It's profoundly amazing for your nervous system health. And it actually helps activate every part of your brain and bring everything back online. It's very soothing. In my years of working with the nervous system, I've come to learn that many of the ways that babies move and the movements and activities babies enjoy are actually what our nervous system loves the most. So really inviting you to get into that little like infant state of like, oh, it feels so cozy to be rocked and held and swayed. It feels good to yawn and have little taps. Our nervous system is genuinely, profoundly complex, but profoundly simple. It is our animal body. And our animal body speaks in movement and breath and sensation and sound and heartbeat. So beautiful. And we'll take 3 breaths now and inviting, if it still feels good to keep a little sway, you can keep a sway going. Feels good to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your womb. That is welcome. Or maybe it feels good to just give yourself a little hug while you do this. And we're simply going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale for a count of 8. And this breath is very, very good for calming you down. So it's great for stress relief and it's great for preventing panic attacks. So with that, invite you on your natural next out breath to empty your lungs, and we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inviting you to do this now with your own count, inhaling for 4, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. And now you can drink a big sip of air up, filling your lungs, holding at the top, inviting you to hold for as long as you can. Relax your belly, try to relax your chest. And when you can hold a little longer, just allowing yourself to naturally exhale. Ah, feeling called now. We're going to do a little teeny wiggle shake practice. This one is also profoundly really good for grounding the nervous system, and it's more gentle than a full out shake. So this really just helps to actually activate. You kind of look like a snake the way we're going to do it. So we're going to start down at the base of our hips. What's nice is you can do this in a chair, and you're going to start nice and low with just wiggling your hips. And slowly you're going to start to move that wiggle up your body to like the middle of your chest through your rib cages. And you're slowly going to wiggle that up through to your shoulders. And then you're going to wiggle that all the way up into your neck. And please honor your body. If your neck or shoulders or anything sore and tight, please don't do this. And then once you're up here in your head, you're going to bring it back down, wiggling down your head, down to your shoulders, down to that middle spine and your rib cage, and then all the way back down into your hips. Really letting yourself be like a snake here. We'll do it a couple more times in your own time, going up from your hips into your midsection, all the way up into your shoulders, at the top of your head. And we'll end on this last time with coming back down our head, down our shoulders, down our midsection and into our hips. And inviting you at the end, if it feels good, to actually just ground through like touching your legs, even if it feels good to maybe like hold your feet on the ground, whatever feels good. But inviting you to just take a moment to ground into your legs, into your feet. You give your feet a little bit of a wiggle. Taking a moment now to just place one hand on your heart and one hand on your womb space, if that feels good for you. Taking a few breaths here, the center of our chest, the center of our inner channel. Just noticing what feels different now than when you started this practice. And inviting you to notice if you can connect to all parts of your body here. Really noticing if you can feel the front of your body, front of your face, the front of your chest, the front of your torso, the front of your legs. Noticing here, can you feel the back of your body, right? Back of your head, your back, your bum, the back of your legs. Can you feel where you're sitting in your seat? Noticing, can you feel the left of your body? Maybe even want to give a little lean over to the left. Just feeling that side of your body and how that feels, what's alive there. And then shifting over to your right, noticing the right side of your body, what's present there. Again, maybe making some movements of your body. If there's any impulse, follow that impulse. And again, bringing your awareness back to your center, back to the center of your body, back to the central channel. that we're working with back into the heart. And while we're here in this beautiful heart space, in this beautiful coherent field, we'll offer you today's reflection questions, which are, what would you do if you had all the time and money in the world? What would you do if you had all the time and money in the world? And what is the most important thing that you've wanted to accomplish, but you never did? What is the most important thing you've wanted to accomplish, but never did? And what messages does your soul have for you? What messages does your soul have for you in this moment? Inviting you to stay in this space and journal for as long as feels good for you. For the purposes of time on this call and on the live, we're going to wrap up and end here in a minute or two. But really inviting you, as you said, pause the video if you want. Stay with this as long as feels good for you. And really just allow yourself to stay in this central channel, to drop into this coherent field and answer these questions from a place of openness and curiosity and from a place of deep listening. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. And thank you so much for giving yourself permission to honor your body and be with your body, because the body is the foundation of our business. And if our body is not well, our business is not well.
Thank you so much, beautiful priestess, nervous system regulation queen, Bobby. Oh, feels so good. I feel so much more present and alive and awake and clear and connected. And I picked some cards while you were leading. Well, I did the whole practice with you, but as you were talking, I mean, it was activating so much in me. Light language songs were just pouring through me, feeling like energy work happening in the field. And I picked some cards, and this one came through for all of us here today, which makes so much sense. Alchemical body. The messages don't lie. And yeah, to read it, it was all exactly about this. Like, whatever you're noticing, whatever you're feeling, welcome it all and let yourself move with the energy and hold and welcome the energy and soothe the energy to allow it to alchemize and open you into more of your clear channel and your soul truth. And then this was actually the card that Bobby and I picked at the beginning of this 5 days of ritual, which is the Sapphire Luna Feminine, which it makes so much sense with the moon, activating that sapphire expression through you. And then the Soul of Bloom came through, and of course, a full bloom. So powerful. And I will be honest, I picked cards for us too, Bobby, but I'll share yours later. But mine, I am like still in the bud, right? I'm still in the bud, but this, no matter where you're at, a bud, a seed, this is where we're going with bloom. This is the essence of bloom. and what she's holding for us, and where we get to journey together, whatever desires and is ready to bloom through you. And you know, it is a business program, but it's so much more than that. So whatever is ready to bloom through you, this is a space to support you. Sending you so much love. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you all. Feel free to send us a reply, message, email. Let us know how this practice landed for you today. Happy journaling.